Well, it's always something here at my garage. I have this 2010 Boxster that's like a daily driver, super reliable car. I got it back in 2019, I think. And lately, the HVAC on it has not been behaving. And this started maybe a month and a half ago, and I decided to really do something about it. Let's get inside the car and I'll show you what the symptoms are. So although the climate control unit comes on, I don't have any temperature adjustment. There is fan speed adjustment, right? Up to half. You can turn it down, but you can't make it go any faster than halfway. All these buttons don't work, so no auto, and I don't think you can redirect the vents. And also, get this, my heated seats don't work. They don't turn on. I don't know. I don't think the compressor is kicking on at all. Recycle doesn't work. Oddly, that looks like front windshield defrost does work, supposedly. Rear windshield does not work, defrost. So it's got multiple issues. I can tell you that right now it's cold outside, and the heater, it seems to be defaulting to heater on because it stays warm. And like I said, you can adjust the fan just a little, but that's about it. Let me turn it all the way up. Yeah, even though you're turning on the front defrost, I don't know that even works. So I've read a little bit about this, and what I've gathered is it's most likely the unit, the climate control unit. Also, what I've read is there's several different versions of this. This car is a 987.2, and basically when you look for a replacement, let's see if, well, you can turn PASM off, and that's where the spoiler. Sports buttons do work. That one's about ready to fall out. But anyway, when you look for a replacement unit, it has to have the same features as the one that's in the car. So I found DC Auto, I found 2 units that they had in stock, used units. One was out of a lesser mileage car, but it had not only heated seats, but it also had cooled seats. So it had another set of buttons, basically, on that panel. And then the second unit they offered appeared to be a match. And I'm supposed to get that today. But I'm going to start kind of digging in here. Before I start taking panels and stuff on, I'm going to put a scanner on the OBD2, and let's see if any kind of code pops up. Alright, so on my Foxwell scanner, it's an NT520 Pro. Look at air conditioning, and then read codes. And yeah, I'm getting communication PCM display and gateway control unit. So there you go. Everything else in the car works, you know, nothing else is throwing codes. So that's where I'm at on that. So I've actually had this console apart before. I put in this Sony aftermarket receiver, and it wasn't too bad, but I watched a quick YouTube video just to kind of refresh my memory. The first step is to get in here with the Torx. I got a T25. There's a hidden screw under the carpet there, so get that out, and then once that panel comes off, you got to pull the connector off the back of that 12-volt DC receptacle. And under that, for the side panel, there's a couple of T20s. Pull those out. And then the next step is to slide that whole panel forward or to the back of the car carefully, because it's got plastic tabs, of course. So temperatures aren't too bad in the garage today, so hopefully I can extract that without breaking a bunch of tabs. Success! Yeah, those tabs are fairly robust, but still, I wouldn't do it in super cold weather because they're probably going to break, and you can see the little clips. So same procedure on the other side. Carpeted panel first, then the, of course mine's vinyl. The other YouTube example, he had leather. Nice. Yep, pretty much mirror image of the passenger side on the driver's side. Now, the climate control unit is held in by clips, which I believe are going to be that right there. Yes. So we'll figure out whether you push in or pull out or whatever, and the whole thing should just slide out and a couple connectors on the back. You push them in. You can push in and then reach behind it and give it a little shove. I already got the other side loose. Pretty easy. So on a PDK car, you are going to have to start it up, press on the brake, and move the shifter selector to drive in order to get the unit out. You turn the ignition off, but it's not going to let you pull the key till you put it back in park. So there is that. Okay, and to remove the connector, you press down on that tab. I had to pry on them a little, bro. They've probably never been out of this car or removed from the back of that. So anyway, that was straightforward. Now I just have to wait for UPS, and hopefully this used unit is in better condition than this one. All right, UPS dropped this off. So this came from DC Automotive Dismantlers. They're in, I think they're in North Carolina. It's identical to the old one. Same buttons, everything. I noticed the old one that was missing the label. So here's, if you happen to have that particular model, that's what you're looking for. All right, let's pop this in and see what happens. Well, it appears to be working because I can put it on auto and all that good stuff. See if the, yep, seat warmers are turning on. Recirculate, I heard the, and I can turn the AC off. So yeah, I guess that was it. It was a bad unit, so that was super easy. From DC Automotive, this salvage unit was $350. List price for these damn things is like $1,500. It's crazy for, you know, a circuit board and a piece of plastic with a LCD display. That's insane. But yeah, I'm gonna button this thing up, man. This is an easy fix. I'm glad I did it. I'll be really glad come summertime. So hopefully this helps somebody out. I don't know. It just seems so easy.